All right, hello and welcome. We are back now with Gettysburg after the unfortunate defeat against Tufts. I'm joined by Michaela Kelly, Charlotte Hibbard, and Ella Patterson, and we're going to start off with some questions.
Charlotte, just start off talk a little about the game in general and kind of the season.
Yeah, it's disappointing to end with a loss. These girls set high goals for themselves as a team, and our program the goals are to compete for a championship. And so to end this way is challenging, but we're not a team that really tries to define ourselves by the results and by winning and losing. We define ourselves by how we played the game and how we showed up this year, and by the leadership of our program. And I think when we think about those components, we have a whole lot to be proud of. We had awesome captains this year, an awesome senior class that really defied a lot of odds and had a lot stacked against them, and they just kept putting their heads down and working for everything. And so while it's disappointing to end like this, I think we have to remember all the bright moments as well, and recognize that our season is defined by more than just wins and losses. It's defined by our character and how we've developed as a program, and our ability to continue pushing forward in the future is because of the players that leaned in and led this team this year. So a whole lot to be proud of there.
Mickey and Ella, Coach talked about the senior leadership, so build on that. What are you guys taking away from this year's senior class, and what can you use next year as seniors?
You can start it off.
It was just obviously a huge senior class. We're going to be missing them so much next year. We all just have leaned on them so hard throughout the wins and losses, and they just really are the people that are always picking you up, and we just have so much to learn from them and to carry on their legacy next year.
Yeah, and I think going off of that, as what Chaw said, they were just people who never backed down from a challenge. They always put in 110%. And everything they did, they've been here in this situation multiple times. They knew what it takes to get to the postseason, and I think that's just something we can learn from them and keep their legacy going throughout the next year and next seasons as well.
John, one more. Sometimes it's easy for teams when they get down big early to just pack it in. You guys fought the whole way to the end. Talk about the fight, and you talked about the character of this year's team.
Yeah, we're not a team that's going to back down, and we've talked about that a lot. We have a lot of pride in what we're doing, and these players have a lot of pride in what they represent as a program. And people that back down, it's about them. It's a selfish pursuit. And for us, when you're playing for your teammates, when you're playing for your program, when you're playing for each other, quitting is not an option, because we're not gonna leave our teammates out to dry. We're gonna keep fighting for them. And so I think it just continue to show the selflessness that this team has embodied all season. It's never been about individual pursuits. It's about showing up for your team in the tough moments as well as the high moments. And so I think that was defined in the second half with how we kind of continue to fight.
Ella, Mickey, anything you guys want to add to that?
Going off of that, Chaw also said before the game, it's not about the outcome, it's about every next play. Just live in the present. I think we really did a good job in the second half of doing that. While I was on the sideline, Chaw was just go in and challenge. And I think we just took advantage of seeing that every next play and going hard at it and never backing down.
Yeah, just again, led by our seniors. They just are not people that are going to just put their heads down and be however many goals they've scored, it doesn't matter. We're still always in the game, and we just do everything for the people around us.